4 and the 4th seed in this tournament, fighting to live up to her seeding right now.
Let 1 love.
Beautiful receive over the table, that forehand stroke. A full swing and a really good eye to read that that ball is going to be attackable from over the table. Solid backhand off the bounce, consistency on the backhand side. Having seen Sun Yingsha last week in the women's singles final, her backhand was the far more consistent shot. And in at the table, generating a lot of spin with that wrist, really tucking. Look at this one more time. Look at the wrist from out in front, right at the middle of the table, at the back edge. As far as consistency goes, Feng Tianwei is known for being a wall. The fast speed, changing the direction of the ball, angles off the bounce. This is what's made her so effective against Liu Shiwen over the years, starting in 2010, the World Championships. But Sun Yingsha covers the middle well in the backhand-to-backhand rally. Feng Tianwei is going to be looking for that backhand-to-backhand, get her to turn, create an opening on the forehand side. But Sun Yingsha, when she turns, is very specific with her placement, is to not find herself out of position or at a disadvantage for having turned. Now this is the first time that Yao Junyu has been coaching here. So for Feng Tianwei, this is sort of a bold move. Speaking of bold, a long serve well received as Feng Tianwei turns the corner and opens up the wide forehand cross-court angle. Sun Yingsha very strong at creating wide angles, but there didn't play it enough down the line to avoid Feng Tianwei's counterattack. What a recovery off the top of the net. Stays in there, hangs in for the spin, and punches it out for the point. She's going a little bit stepping out to the forehand, but stays really cool, doesn't move too early. Quickly adjusts and plays it wide as she sees Feng Tianwei turning the corner. Soft shot, but Feng Tianwei keeps Sun just behind the back line. It's going to be tough to keep the ball short in the push rallies, as Sun Yingsha just found out, and of course knows. Outstanding point, Feng Tianwei recovering off the top of the net, anticipating the wide forehand. She starts moving early. That was a soft ball there. Keeps it impressively low, and Sun Yingsha still dangerous from under the table. A good step and a half behind the table, winning the point with the shot.
Let 6-5.
Oh, inside out forehand fools Feng Tianwei, goes behind her. Now the forehand again in the final versus Chun Meng last week was not quite as prevalent or successful for Sun Yingsha, but she's got different quality shots coming in from Feng Tianwei and a little bit more time to turn. Look at how quickly she turns and counters that topspin. Beautiful full arm stroke. Second towel break of the game, both players at the table. Now we don't see too many of these loose points from Feng Tianwei. Sun Yingsha keeping it deep on the table with topspin though. It's going to add to the pressure on Feng Tianwei to keep the ball low and time it just right. Could see some of the Korean national team in the background sitting front row for this match.
9-5.
The service there, Sun Yingsha continuing to stay on top. Again, last time they played was a 4-1 victory for the 16-year-old in black, Sun Yingsha. Perfect placement right in the pocket. Jams up Feng Tianwei for the turn. It's 5 game points for 16-year-old Sun Yingsha.
6-10.
Soft hands of Feng Tianwei to save a game point. Feng Tianwei trying to stay real positive, staying in at the table, taking the ball early, even in her counterattacks. This is going to take a lot of pressure. I'd say Feng Tianwei is really going to have to force herself to try to stay in and stay loose but aggressive. It's a very fine line. 2 game points saved, 3 to go. But the strong opening backhand of Sun Yingsha takes fighting to take your spot in the main draw. You can see the pressure on Feng Tianwei to get in early on the receive, going for the forehand flip. Well-placed serve, short and low to the forehand side. Clever idea. Now, one thing that makes Sun Yingsha so dangerous is that she's unpredictable and her creative factor. Even though that shot misses long, you can see she surprised Feng Tianwei. Comfortable at the table, getting Feng Tianwei to turn the corner. Very top of the net there. Once again fooled, look at that. She opens the left shoulder, misleads Feng Tianwei, and then goes right back parallel side. Lets the arm drag behind. This is the way to do it. It's difficult to fool somebody with the experience of Feng Tianwei. Now, just in case you were curious, in the opening round of the main draw, Sun Yingsha once again taking down Du Hoi Kim 4 straight games, and after that, Sakura Mori of Japan 4 straight games as well. You can see the difference in pace, the pattern. Sun Yingsha, first one soft and spinny, second one goes for the rip. Feng Tianwei survives the point though.
2-4.
Little bird's eye view of the point. See the movement of the players, how they're staying. Now again, the coaching rule since October 1st of 2016 is that coaches can talk to their players. After the Olympics, this was a new rule. Whenever the ball is not in play, a coach can talk to the player and offer coaching advice or coaching, as long as they're not delaying the game. Beautiful parallel shot down the line. Feng Tianwei getting the point. It's rare that we see Sun Yingsha out of position or fooled, but she looked like she was expecting the ball deep to the backhand corner and ready to turn, and that's perfect timing on the anticipation of Feng Tianwei. Feng Tianwei still has had not, I guess, a difficult time finding answers to that serve short to the forehand. She's tried the forehand flip, tried the banana now, the Chiquita. Sun Yingsha fired up again with her creativity. We've got some personality and a very seriously expressive person. She's quite friendly, quite comfortable with herself, and that's clear in her style of play. It takes a level of confidence. We see it in a handful of players out here. Koki Niwa, for example. Look at this angle. Once from the middle, turns to take the forehand and then plays the next ball. This is one of the things that Sun Yingsha is most dangerous, I'd say most effective in doing, is recognizing an open angle just faster than other players. The patterns, the combinations that she pulls out here.
Let 4-7.
Similarly short to the forehand side, Feng Tianwei with the subtle touch on the shovel serve there. A little bit misread by Sun Yingsha. Now Feng Tianwei in the opening round beat Zhang Wei from China 4-1, so that's quite a big victory despite, I'd say, the lack of ranking to back it up. Of course, if you're representing China on any of the World Tour events, China Open included, you can be considered a world-class player. Look at that fast movement wide to the forehand, but quick to recover just in case. That adds pressure to Feng Tianwei to get the next shot in. Chasing the ball. As soon as she lands, she's planted, balanced, and ready to come back to the backhand side.
Let 8-5.
Now, after beating Zhang Wei, Feng Tianwei went on to beat Zheng Jian of Singapore. And that was a 7-gamer, a very exciting match to watch. So Zheng Jian improving and Feng Tianwei still at the top of the Singaporean game, but trailing by 2 now with 2 serves.
6-9.
Now, as far as timing your decisions, when you make a decision late, you get caught in between. It's very difficult to play a long push and still play it fast. Risky serve goes long. Sun Yingsha with a little help off the top of the net. 4 game points for a 2-0 lead. Look at this soft touch, last minute improvisation there from Sun Yingsha. 11-6, game 2. Struggling to find answers. Sun Yingsha. A little bit more dominance in game 2 than the game before.
Third game, Feng Tianwei to serve, love all.
I think Feng Tianwei has the right idea, trying to get the ball early out wide to the forehand, but she's going to have to cover the wide forehand shot back. And look at these angles once again. This is the problem when you're playing Sun Yingsha. We've seen her play it down the line behind Feng Tianwei from wide on the forehand and even wider across court. She's pretty fearless and very quick again to open up the angles.
Let love 1.
Now, it's not to say that Sun Yingsha knows no failure. Of course, the long road to get this far has obviously taken a lot of trials and I'm sure difficult times. But for Sun Yingsha on the World Tour, she knows no failure. As an adult, in the adult game, so far, she hasn't lost a single match. In her past, she played junior events, was runner-up on a few occasions in Hong Kong. Now again, from that camera angle, it's tough to tell how high the ball is, but Feng Tianwei with that forehand flip, really gonna have to land it. The trend continues. She's got her serves here. If she takes them both, she ties it up. Gets the flip on the table, but the placement's predictable and it's not fast enough. Sun Yingsha is there to counterattack. Now, even though Sun Yingsha misses that shot, if you look at the difference in the speed of the forehand flips, how loose and bold Sun Yingsha is, this makes her so dangerous.
4-2.
Now, the winner of this match will be waiting for the winner of Kasumi Ishikawa versus Liu Shiwen, which is heavily favoring Liu Shiwen. Oh man, that moment, pointing something out on the big screen and you're suddenly famous on TV. Timeout here for Feng Tianwei, a very defensive timeout, the 3-point differential. Practice partner and coach Yao Junyu. Looks like a little conversation about the movement, the placement in the backhand to backhand rallies. It's been very difficult for Feng Tianwei to get Sun Yingsha to turn and be out of position for taking a forehand to the middle. This is one way to open up the wide forehand. Sun Yingsha, again, if she turns early in the point, is going to leave open the wide forehand as well. It's a very difficult task. Feng Tianwei is confident in her spin shots, but the speed on the other side of the table and every ball just a little bit faster. If she can anticipate well and block back with placement some of these full arm strokes, it's going to be tougher for Sun Yingsha to recover. Sometimes a long push deep to the backhand side will get a player to turn the corner and take one of those longer strokes. If Feng Tianwei can bait Sun Yingsha into these shots, but the receive game will be tested right now. Second serve for Sun Yingsha. Quality forehand flip, a little bit faster than the ones before. And again, wide to the forehand, the placement works out. First point out of the timeout to Feng Tianwei. And the serves are getting much tighter from Feng Tianwei. This is the second forehand flip, maybe in a row, that Sun Yingsha has missed. Speaking of anticipation, from behind the table, Sun Yingsha quickly backing up, anticipating and countering deep into the body. When your friend taps you, oh man. Best elbow bump I've seen in a while. There's the placement. Sun Yingsha a little bit deep on the backhand side, and the parallel shot from Feng Tianwei. There it is, that's the middle. Feng Tianwei's been working so hard in this game. She's finally found some answers in the placement and the receive game. Again, the first few shots of every rally, the first two for that matter, the most important by far. Feng Tianwei knows this. Once she gets into the rallies, they've been favoring Sun Yingsha quite heavily. Once again, Sun Yingsha survives the first few shots. Feng Tianwei plays it onto the body, but it's a little bit comfortably in front of the body as opposed to on the elbow. And Sun Yingsha takes control with a very efficient stroke and then follows up with the big backhand. Net for net recovery. Sun Yingsha manages to take the point. Just amazing. Sun Yingsha in over the table on one foot, the balance. Oh, down the line, beautiful shot right off the bounce. Sun Yingsha murdering the ball, so quick and ready. Softer, spinny ball. She was still in the air when she hits this ball. Coming down from hopping over to the forehand side. Talked yesterday with the Chinese performance coach about the importance of agility. And that one's just too shallow, too close to the net. Break for Feng Tianwei to be trailing by 2. But agility is definitely an adjective that applies to Sun Yingsha's game. We see it, of course, from Ma Long and a handful of others. Table tennis players need it. Strength is important, but agility even more so.
8-9.
Solid turn. Feng Tianwei making a very impressive shot from deep into the body. I guess it would only be on a serve off the top of the net. Either way, the ball comes up sky high, and once again, the quick footwork and reaction time Swinging shot right there, smashes it wide for the angle. Ball was close enough to the net, she realized she could hit the ball out of reach. Feng Tianwei's a little closer to the table. You might see that one blasted right into the body. 2 game points for Sun Yingsha for a 3-0 lead. Beautiful flip once again. The percentages have gone up for Feng Tianwei, yet she still is trailing. Saves 1 game point and has 1 more to go. Score-wise, this is the best performance from Feng Tianwei. She lost game 1 11-7, game 2 11-6. As the players were warned to get back to play, no stalling. 2nd game point for Sun Yingsha on her serve. Big point, backhand to backhand. Feng Tianwei goes long, 11-9. 16-year-old Sun Yingsha, the Japan Open champion, is up 3-0 against Feng Tianwei, and we'll be back for game 4. Stay right here. Back for game number 4 as the ball dribbles away. Bounced off the edge and under the table. Sun Yingsha leading 3-0 over Feng Tianwei, the 4th seed in this tournament. Outstanding points. Again, the long push and the quick opening shot, but Sun Yingsha so fast in her reactions. Talked about agility. She manages to stay loose and explode with power. Very efficient strokes. Well placed, Feng Tianwei keeping it at the back edge of the table. Jams up Sun Yingsha. Watch how close to the back edge. From that angle, it's tough to tell. Little break off the top of the net. Now remember, Feng Tianwei has used her timeout. Sun Yingsha still has hers if she needs it. 2nd time she's been uncomfortable at the back of the table, and the way she looked over at her coach, it felt like there might be a timeout on the horizon. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a timeout this game. If Sun Yingsha takes control, it won't be needed. What a recovery once again, Sun Yingsha right there. Let's see it here in the replay. It's Feng Tianwei who recovers the net ball, punches it, and Sun Yingsha gets the racket up, keeps it high, and blocks it right back into play. Excellent combination. Middle of the table brings Feng Tianwei in a little bit and then goes deep to the backhand. Testing the footwork of her opponent. Smart combination play, and at the first towel break of the game, Sun Yingsha quickly in control.
2-4.
The most impressive thing for me is watching how Sun Yingsha doesn't commit too early. See how she gets right back into position, waits on the backhand corner until she sees and is convinced that Feng Tianwei is going to change the direction of the ball. It's a fine balance between anticipating and leaving early. A little bit off the top of the net, but a strong long push out to the forehand side as Sun Yingsha continues to run away. Gutsy serve, but a strong receive. Feng Tianwei right off the bounce in the deep backhand. The difference in the pace of these flips. Sun Yingsha, look at the power. Just amazing. The racket head up. Quick flick of the wrist, and again the angle she creates makes it very difficult for Feng Tianwei to respond. But that's an excellent shot. One way to respond, a backhand loop off the side of the table, bending out very wide. Feng Tianwei is going to have to take some risks. We talked about it before the match. On the bus ride here, she said she's going to have to play more boldly. And that one, it almost looked like it was just out of reach. Feng Tianwei might have had to loosen up the grip of the racket just to extend it in her hand. See how loose her racket was when she whipped it out. Wide to the forehand, saves the point.
7-5.
Still down by 2 though. Second towel break of the game, neither player leaving the table. Right idea, the serve. Well placed, half long right at the back edge, causes trouble. Now it's tough to say, again from that camera angle, it looked like there might have been a little bit more room. From a perfect side view, we could really tell. There's that angle once again. Doesn't move early, swinging shot. Are those infrared binoculars? Watch when she moves. She starts ready for the push, quickly turns back, retracts the racket, and turns for the wide angle. Excellent change of direction. Feng Tianwei with the parallel backhand. Gutsy long serve right at the baseline. Feng Tianwei takes both of her serves for points. Now this seems like a time when you might see a timeout. Yingsha's got 2 serves here. She lost the last 2 points in a row. I would not be surprised if there's a timeout called if Yingsha loses this point. But the shovel serve, not much topspin on it. Feng Tianwei misreads, drops it into the net. It's 3 match points for Yingsha to shut out Feng Tianwei. And she does the spinny backhand, and what a performance. Once again, even more dominant than last week in Japan. Yingsha, at only 16 years old, continues to be undefeated on the World Tour in the women's singles event. 4 straight games, 7, 6, 9, and 7 points for Feng Tianwei. Yingsha in top form right now.